right. Hello. Probably actually just turn this down a little bit. Mix just a bit. Alright, so we are here. It is Monday on the simulator. And we are just going to fast forward until it gets to about 6. So we're going to trade it at 6. And we're going to start the simulator. So we're looking at the daily right now. Actually, bear with me one moment. Okay, so let's check. Alright, so first and foremost, I actually want to zoom out and kind of see where price just kind of went into. What is this signifying? So I'm gonna go back. So it just kind of came off of a level of resistance, more resistance. So it's clearly having trouble in this area. It broke down into this area. So it broke down to this area, and it's been having trouble. We were here in 2000 GBP/USD, came back up, had trouble breaking out of there. So we're having a lot of trouble breaking out of here. So let's zoom in, and we can see here when we zoom in, we have price just bouncing off the top, but now it's creating like higher highs and higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. So it looks like it's in a bullish momentum. And then kind of when we get to the lower time frames, let's pave out our level of supports and resistance. It's kind of loud. Sorry, bear with me. Yeah, it's kind of loud. Yeah, I'll turn this up though. Sorry. Yeah, that was very loud. Sorry about that, guys. So right now it kind of looks like it's in a bit of a range, like price. Just from a general standpoint, it's overbearing. So as you can see as well, this is kind of like that top that I was referring to. So this might be a place that price might want to visit and tap off of to maybe come back down, maybe create that double top. Trading. Again, we're just here mapping out levels of support and resistance. So let's kind of just zoom into the lower time frame here, to the higher time frame here, and just zoom in kind of what's happening. So right here, an overall perspective, I can see that it's like rejecting like this. So this might be a place where price might want to visit, since we're kind of in this overall range. So we have this top that price might want to visit, and we have that low that price might want to visit. And then, so we're gonna zoom in here, kind of see what's been happening. So we have right here a lot of, like, just a whole lot of range. Right here you can see, like, most recently you can see that like price is ranging, so it went down, up, so you can see that there's like this level of resistance here. And then, like, from a general standpoint, it looks like price is just going up as a whole. Hard to tell exactly, but that's what it looks like. And you have like this level of support, but at the same time you also have like this level of support right here too. Mind you, this is the 1 hour, so we have to zoom in again, but let me zoom out here. Breaking this top would allow it to come into this space, which is about like 60 pips, more than enough space. And then we have, like, zoom in here, if we zoom in here, coming down to the bottom, we have this range right here, which is about 17, and then we have probably like another one is probably like right here. So realistically we are just really waiting. This is the 1 hour, so for the 1 hour we zoom in, if we zoom in again, go to the minute 30, come out. So zoom out. We already have basically our bases of what we're looking for. So if you can see here, price is like really reacting a lot to this price level. And then there's like a lot of like clear liquidity down to this level. So this might be a trade. And then we have price breaking out of this top right here and going to the upside. I mean to say, price just is reacting to this level strongly as well. So we'll have this as a level of support as well. So let's check out news. Let's check out news and set up trade ideas. So we're trading with $1,000 balance. We're just going to start off with being aggressive today and looking to trade a 20-cent lot. And in the meantime, while I've been mapping out just the level of support and resistance, it is 7:30 a.m. and really we've just been ranging. There's not much going here. Maybe in the next like 20 minutes or so we might get the 8 a.m. push, the New York Open push. Who's to say? No news really. Euro, GBP. Yeah, no news really. So we're really just ranging here. This is the top, but does it correlate with anything? Yeah, so this exactly correlates with this. So let's see kind of what this is exactly and why kind of it bounced off of that area. Zoom in. Not really much, but you can see like there's this. So maybe like if we zoom in, see kind of like what that bottom line would be. That bottom line is kind of like this. So yeah, it did bounce off of this. So it is a possibility that this level of resistance is something that is holding price back, and now price is returning to this level. It is a possibility. So that might be something that we might have to look into. Alright, so I'm gonna just leave that as is. Delete this. So we're breaking lows here on the 30-minute 30-minute we're breaking lows. If we continue to break lows, I think we'd most likely, maybe, is this somewhere I'd be looking for? Like, I'm thinking now, like, if this is like possibly, if we keep breaking lows, instead of like looking at this as an area, like maybe we have to look at like this as the area. Hold on, let me show you. This is the area. And we have to say to ourselves, like, this would be our try to like take profit area. And we're breaking lows here. So let's see. Let's open up our thing here. I don't really want to rush anything. Okay, so we'll open up a sell. It's a bit of an aggressive one, so we have to just kind of slow down here. Slow down. Slow down. And yeah, I was definitely right in the sense that if it kept breaking lows, then we would get to that area. So to be safe, we'll just go ahead and close this trade. That was a really good trade, and we'll watch the remainder stress-free. So generally speaking, in this trade, what I had seen is that from a higher standpoint, we were breaking off this top, and price is having a lot of trouble in this area, in the higher time frames, in the higher like key areas. So when we scale it down, try to find the most recent levels of support and resistance. This level that we're at, this level that we just reached was like a low, like a wick. And when you're breaking lows and you're rejecting, then you're gonna reach some level of support. So this level of support, drew it out, got the profit. Not gonna rush anything. We're definitely just gonna go to the next day. That was very smooth though. So here, I'm gonna speed it up. So it's 8 a.m. I'm wondering if there's gonna be an additional push to maybe get to this level of support. There might be, but I already got a trade, so there's no way to tell. I think I'm just gonna sit on my hands and just watch it, and just kind of watch what's gonna happen. 1 to 2 trades per day, and just not really just rushing things, just sitting on your hands after you've won a trade. And I'm just assessing the situation right now. The higher time frames, this trade wasn't really all there because the previous candle had closed as a bullish candle. However, it made a lot of sense on the 30-minute candle, on the 30-minute time frames, because it broke this low, it broke this low, and it broke this low like 3 candles in a row for 30 minutes. And then if we're having trouble breaking out of the top and we're rejecting, then it makes sense to like now keep on breaking lows. So that just recently happened. So now we're gonna see kind of what's gonna happen. 8 a.m. I'm wondering if we're gonna break this low. If we do, then I do see price not coming so much to this level, but more so to this level. Definitely more so to this level. So we'll see. I don't think I'm going to take a trade if this does pan out, because I just took a trade and won that trade. So we'll see. We will see. If you want this free Forex simulator, let me know in the comments or shoot me a DM. I can definitely get that to you. Let's see. This is the New York Open. So on the simulator, I wouldn't really scale to the 4-hour because it's a brand new 4-hour. But in real life, right now, the candles, how they print is like the brand new 4-hour is at 9 a.m. So I usually would just, when it gets to around 8 a.m., I'll just only look at 1 a.m. and 30 minute. So right now, price really in the grand scheme of things is really just in a range. So it's like up, down, down, up, down, right? So there's no way to like tell per se if price is gonna go down and then up or up and then down. Like I kind of felt intuitively that if it kept breaking lows, well, and then broke this level of support, that it would continue to go down here to this level of price. So that's just something that I felt intuitively. Let's see. Let's speed this up. Let's speed this up and just wait. Kind of see what's gonna happen, because I have in this Monday I have about 30 minutes left. I wonder if I should try to there's something that I want to try and like develop in my own trading, where it's that like sorry, I want to average out risk. So if one day I'm a bit aggressive, the following day or the following trade, I want to be less aggressive. So it averages out my risk. And like even I still want to like manage my trade while I'm in the trade. So if my trade at like a big at the bigger or sorry at when I'm doing a more riskier trade like happens to go and draw down, then I'm still gonna take a 50%. So right now I'm in no trades, but that's something that I want to practice, like just averaging out my risk. But yeah, definitely if you want the free simulator, let me know. I can definitely get that to you. It's always good to practice. Just practice. So 6:21 my time. So that's perfect. That's perfect. So right now, it's about to be let's see here. About to be 9 a.m. We're about to. I wonder if it'll follow the same trend of a 9 a.m. candle in real time, like how it is now. Let us see. Because now the new 4-hour candles now they come with a lot of volume. Like a lot of volume. Enough to say that if this is like a retrace of a candle wanted to go to this side, the new 4-hour will literally just go all the way to the top. Or if this is like momentum to the downside, it will rip to the downside. That's how strong the brand new 4-hour candles are. So I just want to see this, because that aspect might help in terms of my live trading. I'm anticipating that it's gonna continue to break lows. Yep, break lows and continue to break lows. Yep, and continue to break lows. And now just go into this open space, because there's only really this, and we might have like a bit of trouble here. But once we break this, like clear candle, clear candle, clear candle, so we're definitely indeed going here. I don't want to take any trades because I already took a trade, so right now I'm just observing. But if it does appear that the 9 a.m. open leading into the NYSE Open does have a lot of momentum. Like this is a 20 pip move right here, and breaking this low right here, if you just wanted to anticipate it, that's a 12 pip move. More than enough area for you to move your stop loss to break even, just still be in this trade risk free. And it just like shot down. There was like no hesitation. Oh, there it is. But if you have your stop loss at break even, you're fine. I'm personally not in this trade. Again, I'm not in any trades. I'm gonna check out the live markets. I want to check out something because I can. USD. The markets are open right now. It's Sunday, so I'm gonna go to remove drawings. Okay, so if I remove drawings, let me see here. Let's go to a live chart here. Let's go to the daily, 1 day, and again, we're just going to be here mapping this out. So we have a level of support here, right here. That's a level of support. Okay, that's a level of support right there. And then if we zoom in more, we have level of resistance right here. So just support and resistance, simple stuff. We might want to move this to here because, like, if you move it to here, you're taking this into consideration where it rejected, but at the same time, you're taking also this into consideration, which is a part of the structure, which is why this had such a rejection to this area. So we're just going to zoom in on that. We can see that there was obvious support formed here, clear cut. This is USD JPY. This is not favorable conditions because it is Sunday morning, so I will sorry, Sunday morning. This is Sunday evening. Sunday is a day you don't really want to trade, so I will not be trading. This is just simulator trading day. I'm just taking a look into the structure so I can mark it down, and when I do live trade, I can see kind of what happened. So I'm just going to be marking it down really quickly. So 4 hour, 4 hours, zoom into the 1 hour. Probably do the same with GU, 1 hour. Have some level of supports here, support, level of resistance. So I'm gonna see what happens in the next 1 hour, 2 hours or so. But yeah, you have a level of resistance here, so it looks like it's bouncing off, creating some level of support here, maybe in this area. We'll see what happens afterwards. So that's just really clean as per just levels of support. It does look like it's creating lower lows, and lower highs. However, you don't necessarily just want to jump in. Alright, so here's what I will say. That is UJ. What's happening on the simulator? Simulator price is just what is happening on the simulator? Price came down, broke this low, gave you another 20 pips, so gave you a 20 pip move to the downside, and then shot back up. Whoa, that was a huge. That shot back up, nice. But this is way outside of our trading time. We are definitely not trading that. We are not trading this, by the way, as well. We are just looking at this. This is definitely not favorable conditions, so we will not be trading this. Wow, this looks so clean. This looks like something that I'd want to trade because you have this candle that closed below all these levels of supports, right? And then is now coming up to these wicks. So when it comes up to these wicks, it's saying that there's a possibility that it might come to the bottom of the wicks, right? And just from an overall standpoint, it just looks very favorable that price is gonna just continue to continue downwards. So that's what it looks like from like an outwards perspective. If you look at it as well, it looks like it kind of just wants to reach maybe this area or maybe this area, right? So that would be like maybe a ultimate take profit, but in the grand scheme of things, if it starts to break this low, which when we start to zoom in, if it starts to break this low, then yeah, we're gonna definitely get to like hard to say, really hard to say. But I mean, okay, we have this level of support and this level of support, and then we're literally off to the races. If that was to take place, literally off to the races. So that might be a good trade for the near future. Wow, yeah, no, that looks really good in terms of breaking lows. Like, really good. But it looks the same as like UJ. Like if you go to UJ right now, UJ, like it's creating lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. So that's the same thing. Like you don't know if price is, the week just started, so you don't have enough data to go off of to say that price is creating some level of support right here or here, and it's just gonna shoot up. Same thing. Like you don't know if price is gonna create a level of support here or here and then shoot up. So definitely not favorable conditions, but we will see what's gonna happen, and we'll come back to that. All right. So we are just going to go to the next day, and price shot down very much so, but that's okay. We wouldn't be trading that. We'd be trading right here at a much slower time frame. Much slower. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to the higher time frame, remove all drawing tools, delete, 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 and let me see object list. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, or if you do want access to this free simulator, go ahead and drop a comment. Definitely add me on Instagram at John Wicks, at tradingwithjohn_. Object list. Got a lot to delete here. Okay. So we're gonna start here at the higher time frame. So when we do so, we're just gonna zoom in. And it's the same scenario because we're working on the same week. It just fell here. So price is rejecting this high that we spoke about, and in doing so, it's now trading a lower low, a lower high, right? And now looking to possibly in the long run get to this lower low, right? And then after that, we don't exactly know what it's gonna do, but it might want to get to like this wick right here, possibly, right? So that's something that we're going to be looking for. In this scenario, that low would be like here, to be honest with you. So that's like, how many pips away? 30? That's pretty good. That's not bad. So if we zoom in, you can clearly see that price has created some level of support here, and now wants to like break this level of support and come into this area possibly, which is again 30 pips, or come up to this area right here where these wicks are. Wicks are definitely like the market trying to leave you clues to say, hey, you know what, there was a lot of price action in this and that's why it moves so fast. So if we zoom in, so this is the 1 hour. 1 hour should be quite simple, self-explanatory. Looking to get to the bottom of these wicks here. It looks like right now, price. Okay, so a couple things. We had a winning trade yesterday on this session. It would be Monday. At the beginning of the month, we're going to try to have a successful month all in all. So patience is definitely a virtue. Right here, it looks like support and resistance is a little simple on the 1 hour. Let's now zoom into the 30 minute. 30 minute, we kind of have price breaking this low right here, which is definitely gonna not be relevant, but at the same time, it looks like it actually is very relevant because price came up, reacted to this exact level, so it actually is very relevant. And now we're shooting above. But again, I don't want to rush into this trade because there's so much space to this upside. Like, it looks like this market has a lot of zeal. This market has a lot of momentum, a lot of push, and I think that's a good thing, you know? So right here we're breaking out. This is GU coming back on the 15 minute. Let's kind of see what that's looking like. Zoom out. Okay, so on the 15 minute, if we zoom in, we can see that there's candles now breaking above. We have it at 6:22 a.m. on the simulator. So now we're drawing out the zones more accurately, and we're saying to ourselves that we have to assess information on the smaller time frames to be able to say to ourselves, hey, you know what, price might reach up to here. And this is why sometimes impulse entries are good, because that's 10 pips right off the rip, like literally right off the rip. So let's see if maybe there was news on this day. Let's see what happened exactly. No news. News is coming up, and it's high news. So that actually is. Whenever there's high news coming up, I feel like there's one move to 2 moves max in the day, as opposed to like there being like 3 moves or something, or like a retrace. So maybe this is the move, and we have to wait for the higher time frames to close in order to now come back, create some maybe form of structure as a support here, or impulsively buy here and say to ourselves, you know what, price can continue. So we have to decide, and I don't think we have to rush anything. I think this is where I might like try to like average out my risk, and take like a little bit of a smaller trade today. Let's try to take a smaller trade today. Let's buy right here. No, there was no retrace. I don't like that trade. I don't like the trade when there's no retrace. You see there's no wick at the bottom? And then like if we impulsively buy at the top here and then price says, oh, that was the max. And it creates some sort of resistance. Oh, those are bad. So I'm gonna be very patient. I'm being patient, and I'm using great risk management. So great risk management. I decreased it from a 20-cent lot to a 5-cent lot. And I'm not just taking a trade just off of the structure that's built right away. I'm just really waiting, because this can also be a no. Either it can be one of 2 things. It can be 3 things. It could be a no trade day. Okay, so I'll write it down. So it can either be a no trade day, or it can be the move happened, the kind of the before news move happened, or news trade. News trade simply meaning like you have to wait for the news to come about, and then you would do a pending. You would do a pending, like a sell limit or a sell stop. So while I was talking about that, price clearly created some form on the 30-minute of price. Now creating some form of like a doji candle. Price is breaking that low and now coming back up. I feel as though the 1 hour is kind of strong. There may be that initial push to the upside. So at the same time, if now breaking lows, your stop loss would have to be realistically like all the way down here around this area. That's 20 pips, possibly an impulse move. So we will see. Might even have to wait for the New York Open. And I'm gonna also wait to see if on the simulator around 9 a.m. if it reacts as though price does now, with the 4 hour candle closing at 9 a.m. as opposed to 8 a.m. on the simulator. Just to see if I can actually still study looking at the 1 hour 30-minute candles and stuff like that, still going past 9 a.m. which would be very helpful. But for now, we're just waiting patiently. There's no trade. Let's check out. Oh, okay. Let's zoom in. We have no trade day, possibly before news move already happened or news trade. Let's see if it breaks this top. Can it continue? Okay, we're gonna see. It broke the top. We're gonna look at the trades. Oh, it doesn't want to leave me the trades. We're being very, very, very conservative. We've already gotten about how many pips? Well, we've already gotten 5 pips. That's 6. Breaking tops here. Brand new 30-minute. I think I'm just gonna move everything to break even here and let the rest run. Letting everything run will just be conservative, additional to how conservative I am being. If it gets stopped out, then it gets stopped out. I don't really like this setup, to be honest. One, I don't usually trade bearish much, but right here we got 9 pips, so we're gonna close partial and we're gonna close about 80%, and we're gonna, that is not 80%. Neither is that. What? New lock. What is going on here? Okay. You know what? In the spirit of things, I'm gonna pause the simulator because I need to figure out what is going on here. Close partial. Take away 80. What the? Why did that take so long? Okay, so we have literally just a 1 cent lot running here. Very conservative, and I'm just gonna take a look into the structure and kind of just see what happened. Brand new 1 hour, but before the 1 hour, those tops being broken, a lot of dojis. Price created a high, came down, created some level of support here at support, which is like a double confirmation for me, which is always good. Price then decided to break tops. Whenever price is breaking tops and it's going in an uptrend, that's like a key for me to say, hey, you know what? Let's enter into a buy, and kind of just look to take about 10 pips and let the rest run. So that's what's happening right now. I mean, this will probably get stopped out, which I don't mind, but if not, I don't have any risk in this whatsoever. On top of that, I did a technique that I want to practice where I averaged out my risk, and I did a 5 cent lot. So now tomorrow's trade, I'm gonna do a bit of like the riskier trade and do a 20 cent lot. And who knows, tomorrow might be a no trade day. Who knows? So right now I'm just gonna speed it up a bit, not to 21 though. So let's see what happens. Let's see if I get stopped out or if I go to take profit. And if I do go to take profit, like my stop loss, this would be like a perfect stop loss situation. Absolutely perfect. Because you have your stop loss before like the close of the previous candle. So this one will likely will take it, and I'll probably hit that. I'll actually even close that preemptively probably. Who knows? I'll leave it. I'll leave it. So right there, smash through take profit. Let's see how much it's gonna go. If we just kept leaving runners, it would just ooh. It's another 5 pips right there. Ooh, 7 pips right there. If we just left my runner to let it run, ooh, that's nice. Okay. So I'm just gonna go here to my history and take this off. Minimize that. So right there, we got another winning trade. Very, very conservative on that trade. Let's see where price is kind of heading and what time it is as well. It is 8:15. So this is the New York Open. This literal candle right here that actually just pushed up this 130 pips is the New York Open. So I can tell that there is a lot of momentum in the market this year and this month, to be specific. The reason why is because this is a 70 pip move. There's just a lot of spontaneous moves that are like in intraday moves. When there's momentum in the market, there's a lot of momentum. 70 pips is a lot, and you're going through zones carefully too. Like panning this out, you could have got, if you just impulse traded this, which it never actually came back to there at all, you would have gotten 40 pips. You know, you would have let it run for 40 pips. So this is an example of when momentum is coming to the market at your specified time, as well as when the year has a lot to offer. The year that you're in, or the president that you're with for that particular pair, currency pair, has a lot to offer. So let's see. In about 10 minutes or so, yeah, in about 5 minutes or so, we're about to get like the brand new 9 a.m. candle, which we're about to see what happens with it. Let's zoom out to the grand scheme of things. It did come up to, so I did talk about, while this new 9 a.m. candle reacts to whatever it wants to do, I did talk about price coming up to these wicks, because these wicks right here are price telling you that there was a lot of trades made in this area, and price moved so fast that I didn't get time to close here, and so price came down and closed here. When it moves a bit slower, it has time to close, but if it's a lot of volume in the market, it doesn't have time to close. That's why I will close here as opposed to closing up here, and it's like a sign that is saying to you, price may want to, or is more likely to come to this area if we start to break highs, which it did. It broke this high right here, these highs, and then it just shot up. Broke these highs and then shot up. So right now, this would be, in my mind, the brand new 4-hour candle, in my mind, or actually not even in my mind, currently as it stands. So right now, brand new 4 a.m. candle, not on the simulator but in real life. It acted basically how I would assume it would react actually. That's kind of how it's acting right now. Pretty fast, in the opposite direction. Generally speaking, people are taking out their profits. Maybe some people are trying to sell at this point. You don't want to, because we already took these buys, and these buys were successful for mapping it out after breaking these tops here. We took like 25 pips, so that's a perfect trade. We're done for the day. Now we're just seeing how this brand new 4-hour candle reacts. I'm probably gonna do like 15 more minutes of this. I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna save the simulator and come back to this simulation. In the meantime, while that just does its thing, and because this is outside of our trading time, we trade from 6:30. Well, sorry about that. I trade from 6:30
At Walmart, we have back to
to
campus
9
in the
a.m.
bag. Get electronics, storeroom essentials, fall
So
fashion, and
that's
stationery
what time I
all at low
trade. So
prices.
if we
Shop
take a
in
look
store or
here,
online and get
if I
free
was to
shipping on
talk about
orders
this
over
as a situation,
$35.
I
Restrictions apply.
believe
See
that
walmart.ca
price
for details.
would have trouble in this area, definitely, because there might be a level of support. But if we continue to make lower lows and lower highs, breaking out of this area, we would have clean momentum to here. That's using my ruler here, approximately like 18 pips. So it's really good, actually. It's just Sunday, so you don't really want to trade on a Sunday. You just want to sit on your hands and wait, because you want to build skill in a way that you can say to yourself at the end of the day, at the end of each day, that you were better than yourself yesterday. You were 1% better. So that's just that. Definitely breaking lows here. It's like the same scenario panning out, actually. Same scenario. I'm not even gonna start with gold, to be honest. Okay. So yeah, this is definitely just people taking their profit at the top and people selling, a combination of both. And that's why I did this 30 pip, 40 pip move. And as well as, like I was saying, there's a lot of momentum in the market. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go to the next day. Not on the 30 minute though. Go to the next day. Let's see. We'll go to Wednesday. Oh no, okay. Okay, alright. I did not see those bars. Alright. Then we're just gonna go to 6 a.m. Dial it back a bit. Speed wise, we're being a bit more risky. As we are, how do you say? Okay, so right now I'm just looking at, before I just go into here, I'm just looking at price as it came up here and then came back into this price zone. So this is actually going to be like a little bit of a rough trading thing, because it's ranging. So I'm going to double check, but I do believe that it's ranging. So let me just take out everything as per objects here. Delete. Object list, delete. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and play this, and it's still the same situation where it's still bouncing off the top here, and it rejected this area. This is a key level of resistance, so it's also creating this floor here. So if I was to draw this out, it's creating this level of support here where price might want to be visiting. So price might have just created a lower low, created a lower high, and is now, yesterday when we were trading it, might have been retracing to now break this low right here, and now go into this open space to now get to this area. Possibly So that's one possibility. I do believe that again we have these wicks, so it's the market saying, hey, you
Earn
know what?
$300 when you open a BMO Performance checking account. Plus, stay on top of your spending with the
There
BMO
was a
app.
lot. There was a lot of trades that happened in this area, so that's an area that price might come up to. Oh, okay. Let me. Okay, I'm back. Gotta be careful with that. So this would be the 4-hour chart, and when we take a look in the 4-hour chart, it's yeah, it's kind of a tricky situation, to be honest, because we have this wicks, and wicks can also mean rejection. That price would have a very hard time getting through that area. But at the same time, like right after those wicks, we have another wick, right? So this is going to be a very hard situation. Okay, let's kind of start where we were kind of assessing. So this area would be that floor that I was referring to that price might kind of want to get to. If it continues to break lows, specifically maybe this one right here, then I think it can come at least to this one. Let's see. If it can break at least this one right here, then certainly it can come here. This area is about 10 pips. Doesn't really make sense to trade that. I wonder if, like, if this area as a whole was assessed as a level of support, making it stronger, and then going into times like 7 a.m. where there's, or 8 a.m. where there's volume, would this wick even matter? That's what I want to know. But right here we have price can return to this level, which was talked about, or even just yeah, because now that this was created, it would have to break out of this to get to this. So this is definitely some level of resistance that price can get to, breaking out of this, breaking out of these. So we have to zoom in again. We're gonna zoom in again. While that was happening, I feel like the move was happening. There's a lot of resistance and support today. It's kind of hard to decipher where price may exactly want to go. I can see that price wants to get to this area, but now we have this barrier that we have to like get through. Very tricky, very, very, very tricky. Very tricky. Very tricky day. The only reason I say it's tricky is because from a general standpoint, it looks smooth, like breaks up here, we go up. Breaks down here, we go down. But then when we look at it from like even closer, we have a level of resistance right here. So if it comes up to here, we may have trouble in this area. And then, like if you, like it's clear as day, if you come and you break below and you start to break lows, then not only do you have this wick right here, but you also have this low right here. Right, so that's why it's such a tricky day. Wow. But in my mind, what I think is like, okay, here, let me zoom out. Let me zoom out. Go to the 30-minute and just kind of map this out. Map it out and just observe it in such a way that maybe it will come closer. will it bother that trade though? Like this is like literally like 10 pips. So maybe this is kind of where we're looking to take the trade to. That is a possibility. Yeah, I can see that. Zoom in. And zoom in again. So now that I'm just here, I'm probably just gonna sit on my hands for a bit because today is pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's already. I took 2 hours on the simulator to assess these situations. Oh wow! Really? Oh, that's how hard it was, man. Usually it's not that long. This session was very hard. Like now when I look up to the higher time frames, I can see like this candle closed bullish above this doji. It looks like there's some reversal happening. It looks like it's becoming a little easier. Yeah. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna assess the situation that if this high gets broken, can we get into this clear space? Possibly. What are we at? New York Open, 809. 809. I think so. I don't want to rush it though. And to be honest, nothing really closed of that, but as of lately, because there's so much momentum, everything's had to been impulse, really. Yeah, it's gonna have to be an impulse over there. So breaking above that, I'm gonna enter into this buy, and let's see if it starts to like come down in this area. I think I'm gonna close a lot of my trade. So let me take out this trade thing right here. So I think that would be around like $10. Yeah, like 5 pips would be around like $10, $11, $12, $11, $12. I'll probably close a majority. But here we're coming back up to break even, kind of tethering below it. Yeah, not an amazing trade. But let's see how this might pan out. On the higher time frames, it looked really good because you can see like we're getting higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Let's yeah, I might have missed the opportunity to close a lot of this trade. Yeah, I missed the opportunity to close a lot of this trade. Okay, let me slow this down so I can now be able to manage my emotions better in certain situations. To do is okay right here. If I do happen to lose this trade, which it does look like I am going to, I have to assess what happened exactly. So I'm gonna call this trade a loss. I'm gonna call that trade a loss and kind of say to myself that this candle, although we were breaking above, didn't close bullish. So that's kind of, I don't want to impulse trade either. I just want to sit on my hands, acknowledge how tricky the day was, and just move on from that loss, which is fine, which is definitely fine. So I wonder if I can give my trade a second chance as it starts to break above again. So we are going to get this candle that closes bullish. Today's such a tricky day. It's Wednesday. The question is today a sit on your hands day? You should have just sat on your hands because there was so much ranging going on. And I want to carry that forward into my live trading and just say there was so much going on that it would have been really hard to trade in these conditions. And there is such things as no trade days. There is. I feel like today is one of those days because Monday and Tuesday were smooth, very smooth. And this day was very up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Yeah. I really have to assess no trade days and become really good at just assessing that day and just sitting on my hands the whole day and just letting the market go up 20 pips or go up 40 pips. Right now, it looks like a good time to kind of see if I can give my trade a second chance. But at the same time, we ranged so much today. Let's see. No, I'm gonna remain disciplined because if I was live trading, I don't think I would want to trade after 9 a.m. I think if I was live trading, I would just want to trade up until 9 a.m. So even if this does like just shoot to the moon, I think this will just be a learning opportunity for myself and just know that maybe in the future I want something to close above. If we're ranging this terribly, I want something to close above. Because if we go back to, if we go back to here, this was the move for yesterday, Tuesday. So this move, it was right actually here, breaking out of here, and then retracing, creating some level of support, and then coming up. So this move right here, there was nothing that would have stopped us here, and to the downside as well. Had we kept on breaking lows here, nothing. It's literally, let me zoom out. Nothing. To the downside, if we had kept on going, nothing. But here, it's like, let me zoom in here. On today's date, looking at it, it's like, you come here, we were trading around here, you come up to this level of resistance, and then if you come out of this level of resistance, you have this next level of resistance at like 10 pips, right? Oh no, it's actually 18. Oh, that's actually pretty nice. It's not bad. Okay, let me zoom in here. Hold on, let me zoom in here. Let me see if we can give our trade a second chance. Hold on, let me see if I can give my trade a second chance. It is moving very harshly and practically outside of where I'd want to trade, so maybe not. One thing I want to work on as well is FOMO. So I'm gonna call this Wednesday a Wednesday, and we're gonna go on to the Thursday, and let's actually just see how it would have panned out. Let's just see how it would have panned out, and possibly shooting up to the top here in terms of giving our trade a second chance. Let's see. About to get to a brand new 4 a.m. candle. Let's see. And boom, boom, breaking. Oh, nope. Okay, never mind. Good thing we didn't trade it. Definitely a good thing we didn't trade it. Oh, nope, never mind. Oh, look at that. Oh, oh. Very, 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 with all this going on right here, it's a very up and down day. Just very up and down. Yeah, so two of the things that I want to learn from this day is, one, try generally not to trade with a candle that prints in the opposite direction from a general standpoint, and two, if it's really just a rangy day altogether, just stay away. Just sit on your hands. So those are two things that I learned. We are now at 9:21 at the simulator. I'm gonna just skip ahead here, just go on to the Thursday, and let's see what happens. So actually, it just shot up, but this would not be during times that we're trading. And if I do recall, yeah, so it would have came up to here, it would have gave you, when it was bursting out to maybe give your trade a second chance, it would have gave your second chance maybe like 14 pips, which is amazing. Would have shot down, maybe taking out your runners. So we are here now. Dial it back. Just dial it back in terms of speed. And we are going to just take all of the indicators off the charts, and let's just see kind of as a whole where these candles I've been talking about for the whole simulator actually, and price came basically to the candle right here, almost right here to the candle, and then retrace and then shot right into the candles. I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, but we're gonna find out. Tomorrow being today actually. So let's delete everything, delete, fresh start, fresh analysis. Fresh analysis is important because yes, you do kind of want to see where price was previously, but at the same time, you want to be able to practice seeing different stuff on a regular basis, maybe even in a fast zone. So this is moving pretty fast. I'm just going to slow it down right here and then put it back. So right here on the daily, price is definitely ranging. It came up, came down, came up, and we are here. We don't know whether or not price is going to come back down or come back up. Although the previous candle did close bullish, so we might be retracing for this one and then waiting to go back up for the next one as a possibility. So let's see. We might have an impulse move below here. Is a possibility. And then if it did happen, we're looking at around like here. Take profit wise. But it is creating some level of support, so there is the possibility of coming to like the top of these wicks, let's say. Again, that's a possibility. In the meantime, let me just check out what these pairs are saying. So you see US dollar, Japanese yen, clearly breaking lows here. I don't want to get in at all because I don't want to trade on Sundays. That is something that I'm working on, and I'm going to be working on very diligently. And GU is breaking lows as well. Actually, I think it's just ranging. This is definitely ranging a lot. So let's zoom in. See what we got here. We have some level of support here, some level of resistance, and then if broken, we'd be heading to maybe around like this area as a general standpoint. And then breaking the top, we'd head over to that area. So that's the 1 hour. If we zoom in again, we see that this is a level of support. This is kind of what's going on in live right now, where there's a level of like a lower low created and now a lower high, but it's just not at the level of support, right? So that's what's actually happening in live right now with UJ. I'm gonna zoom out twice, and I'm gonna look for some level of take profit, and I think that would be here. So this would be like take profit. So again, the concept of wicks is like price shot up and moved so fast that it didn't have time to close here, so it closed here, or people started selling, right? Like, and so then it's like a deflating pair, so it closed here, where there's just as much buyers and sellers as there is, so that closes like doji, right? So those are possibilities, but why I say that is because if price breaks these lows, then price has ample amount of space to come to this area, zoom out here, and breaking these high, it has ample amount of space to go up to those areas. So it has to really break this low, and it is doing so right now. I just don't want to get in because it's moving so fast. So I remember I heard, I said this on some of my previous lives, that I read that Warren Buffett said that when price is moving fast in the market, you don't get excited. You should be like afraid. So right now price is moving fast. I'm gonna wait for everything to close and create some form of favorable structure where I can utilize my skill and just look towards making a profitable trade. On the simulator, whenever I enter a trade, I have to really slow down the trade, because then I can actually, if price is moving really fast, I can't really close 50%, but like if I do slow it down, then I can close 50%, that kind of thing. It'd be very helpful. So this kind of closing did close below some of these lows here. However, it's still in this structure, and I'd want it to maybe come below these wicks right here, or possibly even continue to come below these wicks, so that I can like take advantage of it and look towards taking a trade in this area, that zone, as opposed to trying to like trade and kind of hope that it goes there, you know, because in live trading I have hoped in certain scenarios that it has just continued to break lows, as opposed to like watch it break lows. There's a big difference, big difference. Even this, like if I was to just like pause this right here, like if this candle doesn't break this low right here, then there's no sell whatsoever right now. In fact, it would more than likely just keep on reversing and go up. But if it does break the low, then we have like a good chance of then breaking these lows and then continuing down. So that's like how meticulous I'm looking to be. That's what we're gonna see right now, actually. Let's see. Yeah, so these little, like, these small breaks of lows aren't exact confirmations because we're still in this range, this terrible range right here. This terrible up, down, up, down, up, down. So we have to break out of this range to decipher whether or not we're going up or down. But as you can see here, this is kind of the concept I was talking about. We don't know whether or not this will be a wick or whether price is actually retracing to continue to go upwards. As you can see, we went upwards previously, so right now the trend is bullish. And this is what I was referring to. This candle didn't break this low in the least bit yet. It looks like it kind of is now. I'm looking to. So, but like if it doesn't break the low, then there is no sell to be opened. Yeah, so right now it looks like it's creating some level of support to continue upwards if we're buying. Okay, so we're at the New York Open as well, so we're gonna get, because we're at the New York Open, we're gonna get some liquidity moving into the market. It's probably gonna seem kind of smooth, but at the end of the day, sorry, we're at the end of like kind of the week, we're at Thursday, so price may not actually just move quick. Breaking these lows right here would signify the start of a bear run, but it's really hard to assess. I'm gonna head out, call it a day. Got some pretty good trades in, remain disciplined, and just have to, when it comes to entering trades, just slow down the trade. If I was to guess what would happen right now, I mean, I don't want to guess. That's the thing. I want to take out bad habits and bad traits out of my trading style. And like, for instance, like one of the things that I'll do is guess that price is going to go down here, guess that price is going to go down here, but that's like you're like, I'm not like a master Forex guru. Like I can't do that unless price tells me that it wants to by going here, and then I can ride it down to here, or going up here and letting me know that it wants to go into that area. So that's just that. Yesterday was so choppy, oh my gosh. Yeah, I have to not trade on. I'm gonna go back and watch this. Oh, what is all this? Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm gonna go back and watch how ridiculously choppy this trade was. I'm gonna go back and watch that because it was just ridiculous. It was crazy. It was absurd how just sketchy this trade was. It was smooth at some points, but then really sketchy at others. I think that's like the problem. At the same time, like price, like if I was to extend this, am I able to extend this? Price like broke above a level of support, so that can be an indicator too. Okay, so I'm gonna head out. Take care, guys. Take care. Until next time. Bye, guys.